Hey Lydia, it's Latrell. So I decided to put together this video because I did not get a chance to finish typing everything up that I wanted to say to you over the weekend. It's a really busy time right now, and I've been working on it for a while, and I'm just sorry. I have to make time to do this. So I said, well, let me take some time this morning to just at least make a video to talk about some of the things that I wanted to put in writing for you to plead my case for why I think you should try Egypt out for at least a year, okay? First and foremost, Egypt is huge, and there's so much history here. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to do, people are great. So from a tourist standpoint, it can take you months to actually just see everything for the first time. And then it's easy to do that though when you're living somewhere beautiful. So I would recommend living in Hurghada, and I'm partial to Hurghada because I live here and I love it because it is a resort town. So I have all the amenities that I'm used to, as well as the beautiful Red Sea to wake up to every day. The weather is absolutely perfect here. It does not rain, doesn't do anything. And I think in the 3 years that I've been hanging out in Egypt, I think I've only seen rain 1 or 2 times, and even that rain was like a little sprinkle and it was over. So it just doesn't rain, which is weird, but you just get used to having the sunshine every day. So when the sun doesn't shine, that's noticeable. And in the wintertime, sometimes it's overcast, just a few days. But I would say that over 95% of the time you have a sunny day. And that right there, the energy of that sun every day promotes a positive life experience already. So that's already a plus, just being here, just being able to absorb that vitamin D and have that warm sun energy every day. I like Hurghada as well because of where it's located. So it's like a 1-hour plane ride to everywhere. And it has an international airport, so you can actually fly direct from Hurghada to the States. Relatively easy, so you don't even have to go back through Cairo, and that's always a plus as well. And the cost of living is still low. Even though it's a resort area, the cost of living here is still way lower than what we would expect to pay in the US. You can absolutely live here for very little money. I'm going to change my number. I used to say $500, but now I'm going to say $1,000 because of the inflation and things like that. So just say for $1,000 a month, you can get a really, really swanky place. I mean, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 or 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, on the sea. Very beautiful, in a very beautiful community that has all the amenities that you want, your grocery stores, your restaurants, you know, your little party events, like places to party, clubs and things like that. You have all of those things in your own neighborhood for $1,000 or less per month. And that would include like your utilities, your internet, and your entertainment. So, wait, who is this? Oh, it's my sister calling. Okay, hey sis, I am back. Sorry about that. I had answered the phone with my sister, and there must have been an issue or something, and then my day got started, so I didn't get to finish recording. But now I'm back, and yeah, so I can kind of pick up where I left off, because this is still faster than me trying to write it down. Plus, there's always something that you can refer back to as well. So we were talking about the cost of living. So yes, like I was saying, the cost of living here in Egypt is very low, and especially for renters. So if you're renting, you just really don't pay a whole lot of money. So I'm gonna do some full disclosure. So my apartment that I'm living in now, the one that's 2 bedroom, 1 bath with sea view, I pay £5,000 for. So £5,000 is equivalent to $161 a month. So that's what I'm paying right now. So it used to be more. It was always £5,000, but it was more money because the value of the dollar was lower. But now, the value of the dollar is higher. So, you know, it's just more beneficial for us that way. So let's just take that, and then let's go with one of my typical budget scenarios. So let's just say I paid $200 a month for rent, right? And I said the budget was $1,000. Right? So $200 a month for rent. I'll say I pay $100 a month for internet. It's not that much, but I'm just rounding everything up. Okay, so that's $300. Let's say I pay $50 a week for groceries. So that's $200 more per month. So that's $500. So you got your rent, your internet, and your groceries taken care of. So those are necessities. Now let's add to that electric. So my electric bill, your electric is, you know, kind of a pay-as-you-go situation. So I just charge my card up with like 1,000 pounds, and I think 1,000 pounds is like $30-something, right? So that would be per month. All right, so for the electric, for $30 per month, and then that's pretty much it. That's all that you're paying for. Then outside of that, you're gonna be paying for like your transportation, like if you're Ubering things, or if you have a driver. You're paying for your entertainment. I go out to eat a couple times a week, and I like to do things. I like to go bowling, I like to go to the movies, I play golf. So all of my entertainment and all those things, buying clothing, let's see, wasting money on Amazon. Yeah, all of those add up to the rest of the 1,000. So basically, 5 to 550 is really your necessities to live, and the remaining 450 is just me being American, spending money. So yeah, so it is what it is. I'm gonna be entertained. There's no way I'm gonna come here and just try to live a totally frugal kind of life. You want to go out to eat, you're gonna want to go out to eat, you're gonna want to go party, have a good time, things like that, and that costs a little bit of money. So that's why I moved my budget up to 1,000, because in addition to living life, I'm enjoying life. So yeah, so in a nutshell, that's what it's like here. Now on the flip side of that, and this is information I really just learned yesterday. I went to look at an apartment that I want to buy. Beautiful sea view, it's downtown, it's in a really nice community, has all the amenities and everything. And so for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, it's gonna cost me like $260,000, right? But the thing is, and while that's not a lot of money, especially for as swanky as it is and where it's located, it's a lot of money compared to other African countries. So when it comes to buying a home in Egypt, the price is gonna range. You can buy something here for 50,000, a nice apartment. And then, if you want to live in a compound, or, you want something with all the amenities, it's just going to cost more money. Like if you want to live in El Guna, or you want to live in Makati Bay, you're talking $125,000 and up to buy a place. And that's just the reality. The thing is here in Africa, you pretty much have to have all your money up front. Well, the development that I found actually lets you make installments, but it's only for 4 years. So you have to put like 30% down, and then you have to make 18 installment payments every quarter. So they make you make quarterly payments, and that's cool. So it comes down to being about almost $3,000 a month for the 48 months to pay this thing off. But the good news about that though is once you own a home here, you own it. There are no additional taxes on it, and it'll be mine. It'll be in my family. I can give it to my daughters. She'll give it to the grandbabies. They will always have a beautiful apartment on the sea in Egypt long after I'm gone, because it'll be completely paid for. So yeah, so that's what I'm working for now. So that was one of the reasons I took advantage of my time that I spent in the States. So I started another business, one that is lucrative enough to help me raise the money that I need to, make that down payment and make those payments. Because, $260,000, that's still quite a bit of money by American standards, not in big cities, but in small cities like where I'm from in Akron, that's still a lot of money to pay for a place, but to do it with such a short time period is different. So we're gonna see how that works. So that's what I'm doing. But I can also make a choice to get something less expensive, and so I'm still looking. But right now, that apartment is number one on my list and what I'm working towards. But I'm also looking at other options that are more economical. but I still want to have the sea view. I still want to have that square footage. I still want to have all the amenities. So I'm shopping for that. And it's probably something I should be recording so I can share that with people, but I'm kind of just going through the experience. Maybe after it's all done, I'll share, I'll share more, but I'm sharing with you because you need to know. So in case you decide to move here and you love it, just know that you're gonna have to put out some cash to buy a place. But they do have different forms of financing. I did find another development, they let you pay for your home over 7 years. And these are places that you put the down payment, you actually move in, and then you make those payments without any interest. And that is just phenomenal to me, but it costs to do it. So yeah, just know that you can't come here and get no $5,000 plot. You're not going to take a whole bunch of raw materials and build something. It ain't like that here. It's more modern. There's infrastructure, there's architecture. You have to when you're building, there's rules, regulations, and things you have to go through to build. So just like in America, it just costs less. That's it. Okay, so we talked about cost of living, we talked about home ownership. Let's see, what else is important? Just life in general. Egypt, the people here are so awesome. I just swear to you, the whole time I've been here, I just never felt racism. Not even from the tourists that are here. A lot of the Caucasian tourists that are here, I think they recognize where they are, and they're just a lot more respectful than the ones from the States. So everybody can coexist. Where I live is a bunch of Russians, a Russian building next to me, there's a Ukrainian building, there's a French building, a British building. All of them are Caucasians. They walk their dogs and stuff, they speak, they recognize they're here in Africa. I guess they wanted to escape the West themselves, and they all bought condos. They bought apartments here in Hurghada on the coast. But they do recognize that they're in Africa, and they don't have like a superiority complex or anything like that. So we all get along pretty well. And even they come and they open up restaurants, they open up businesses and stuff here, and everybody patronizes. And when you go, like when I go, I'm treated respectfully. So it's all good. It's cool. Let's see, what else? Let's talk about maybe dating. So as you know, I am married. Here I've been married 3 years. Right? Yeah, 3 years. And I ain't gonna lie, it's not that easy. And it's mostly an issue because of the cultural differences and the language barrier. I think we both realize that neither one of us be understanding what the other is saying. And maybe that's why it works for us. Because I can go off on him and he just don't even get mad. I think it's because he don't know what I'm saying. And that's okay. so I have the chance to vent. But it's been like a real healing process here for me. And like him, he's like very understanding and understands the trauma of America. And I think I get a lot of passes because of that. He has like no desire to go to the U.S. Even though I'm trying to get him to come, when I go visit, because it'd be nice to have him there. So we're trying to work. I'm trying to get that compromise worked out. But for the most part, you don't want to go to America at all. Just love Egypt, and yeah, it's just a good man. I love a good, strong alpha guy. But gentle, very understanding. He is Muslim. So, Muslim men, they do hold their women in real high regard, and it's nice. It's really nice. But prior to marrying him, just being in the dating pool, don't really date much here in Egypt. You go out a little bit. Maybe the Christian guys date, but Muslim men, that's not their thing. It's almost like they choose you. If you're going to be together, they can't have a relationship without, being married. And so, you just do the contract or whatnot. But probably why there's a lot of divorces too. Because a lot of people probably get married prematurely and they start learning each other and realize they can't work, and then they'll get a divorce. So it's pretty easy to get divorced here too. So, but the guys are just different, and I think everybody in Africa says that they're just raised with a totally different mentality than American men. I think that our men are boys for so long. They're boys until they're in their 20s, right? Pretty much. We don't let them go until after they're 21. Whereas men here, they're men from like 12. They're taking care of things, they're working, and take life a lot more serious than our guys do. And so the education that they get is a lot different, and they're raised to lead a family. So that's strength, and I like that. I do. So it works. But when I was out meeting guys and stuff, it was fun. It's like I said, it's the language barrier. It's the only thing. So you really do want to learn some Arabic if you're going to be living here, because English is not like the regular second language. There's so many other nationalities here. Most people speak Russian or German. They speak French. They speak Spanish. They speak all those languages before they speak English, because so many more of those people come here. They only know English because of the people that come from the UK. It's just not a lot of American traffic in this area. And it's not a lot of American deeply melanated folks like myself. So we're like a commodity to them. They look at us like, ooh, the ancestors are back. And they just, they kind of covet us. And that's nice too. So yeah, all in all, I just really don't have anything bad to say about Egypt. And even right now, with the conflicts that's going on in the world, Palestine and Israel have been fighting for 75 years. Every year it's a conflict. Every year it's a conflict. You just don't hear nothing about it. But now that more people have different social media and whatever the media decides to put forward to escalate for whatever their political purposes are, people are involved now. Anyhow, I'm not gonna share my opinion on that. Just know that it doesn't have anything to do with what's going on here. And the people in Egypt is like, the Palestinians are our brothers and sisters, but we're not gonna just let Israel kick them out and make them come to Egypt. They want them to have their own land, because Palestine is their land, so they should be on it. And that's the stance here. Now, people are kind of bashing Egypt, saying they won't take them as refugees, but Egypt understands that that's the ploy. Get rid of them, and then you won't let them back in. Egypt takes refugees all the time. Remember a few months ago when Sudan was having those issues, they pulled that Navy ship up on at the bay there in Sudan and took all that gold. But yeah, y'all probably didn't hear about that. But anyway, that's what was happening. So the so-called coup in Sudan, there was a lot of refugees coming. So over 1 million people from Sudan have moved to Egypt. Egypt took a lot of people, and people just don't talk about that, right? But they did. So Egypt is even more deeply melanated now than it was when I first moved here. And that's cool, because you figure, Sudan and Egypt was all one country in the 50s, right? So they haven't been separate that long. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so outside of the language barrier, cultural differences, like, I don't know what your religion is, but if you're a Christian, there are churches here. If you're Muslim, of course, there's mosques here. If you're just spiritual, just be spiritual. The beauty of each day will allow you to elevate, or be elevated in that here, because it's just so peaceful. It's just such a peaceful existence, and I don't want to move back to the U.S. That's why I want to make a place here for my family, so that they can come be here with me eventually. And if they don't come during my lifetime here, at least they'll have a place to come to when I'm gone, right? So that's the plan. But anyway, sis, I hope you choose Egypt as your first country to come be indoctrinated into Africa, because I think it is a smooth, easy transition. I think from here, going to other countries would be a lot easier, because you would have had time to decompress and understand how Africans think before going to those other places. But if you do go somewhere else first and then you choose to come here later, it's going to always be great here, and I'll be here. So I'll be happy to welcome you with open arms. And yes, so I know I don't know you like physically in real life yet, Hopefully, maybe one time when I'm in the States, maybe I'll see you before you come. But you know, I still feel like you're a sister to me. I do. I care about you, and I really want to help you in your exploration of this country, should you decide to come. So that's pretty much it. If I can think of anything else that I need to add, I'll probably just write that down. But I just wanted to give you the gist of everything in video format, so that you can kind of go back and play it over and over again. But Egypt is completely safe. It's affordable. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. And it's paradise, actually. I thank God every day that I'm able to live here. So that's it. Talk to you later.